We talk a lot about the issues schools are facing, funding, curriculum, student well-being.
Sure.
But today, I think we're going to go into something pretty interesting.
Okay.
Something that can really impact things in a way that maybe a lot of people haven't thought about.
Okay.
It's Factitious Disorder by Proxy, or FDP.
SDP.
You might have heard of this as Munchausen syndrome by proxy.
Right.
Basically, it's when a caregiver,
Yeah.
usually a parent, makes it seem like their kid's sick.
Yeah.
They exaggerate small problems or even cause actual symptoms.
Yeah.
And the reason they do this is to get attention for themselves.
Get attention.
And what's really interesting about this topic for us today is that it doesn't just happen in doctors' offices.
Ah.
It can happen in schools, too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're going to specifically look at how FDP shows up in education.
Right.
We're going to be looking at a really detailed article.
Mm-hmm.
It was written by Fry and Feldman
Sure.
back in 2012. It was published in Educational Psychology Review.
Okay.
So our aim today
Yeah.
is to break all this down for you.
Okay.
We want to understand why this happens in schools,
Mm-hmm.
what the effects might be,
Sure.
and also to try and explain some of the more complex research stuff in a way that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So have you ever thought that when a parent's really pushing for extra help or special services at school for their kid,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, just maybe,
Yeah.
it's not because the child actually needs it, but because of something else?
Yeah, something going on with the parent.
Yeah, something else going on with the parents.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's such a good question to think about.
Yeah.
Because Fry and Feldman,
Right.
in their paper, they actually start by talking about these exact situations.
Oh, really?
They saw examples where parents were always asking for tons of health services from the school for kids who either had really minor stuff or just made-up disabilities. And they also saw parents who were pushing for all these evaluations
Yeah.
for kids who didn't seem to need them at all.
Okay, so to understand this whole thing better,
Yeah.
let's go back a bit.
Sure.
This whole Munchausen syndrome thing.
Right.
It's been around for a while, right?
It has. It has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way back in 1951,
Wow, okay.
this guy, Asher, he first used the term Munchausen syndrome
Mm-hmm.
to describe adults who would pretend to be sick
Wow.
or make up symptoms.
Yeah.
The reason? They wanted attention from doctors and nurses.
Oh, I see.
He named it after Baron Munchausen.
Okay.
You know, the guy famous for telling those crazy stories.
Oh, yeah, the really exaggerated ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then, in 1977,
Okay.
Meadow came along and coined the term Munchausen syndrome by proxy.
Okay.
This one was specifically about caregivers,
Right.
usually moms, who were making their kids sick on purpose.
Wow.
Or making them look sick. Meadow himself noticed these mothers really seemed to enjoy all the attention from doctors and nurses.
That's pretty disturbing.
Yeah.
To think someone would use their own child's supposed illness for attention.
Right.
So then in 1987, Rosenberg came up with these key patterns in MBP cases, right?
Yeah, he did.
What were they?
So Rosenberg saw these four things again and again in the MBP cases he studied.
Okay.
The first thing was
Yeah.
there was an illness in the child that the caregiver either completely made up or actually caused.
Wow.
Then the child was always being taken to the doctor, lots of tests, procedures, even being put in the hospital.
Wow.
The third thing,
Right.
the caregiver would always say they had no clue what was wrong with their kid.
Oh, wow.
And lastly, this is a big one,
Okay.
the kid's symptoms would often get better or even go away completely
Wow.
when they were away from the caregiver.
So that's like a big clue right there.
Yeah, a big red flag.
But the terms we use for this have changed over time, right? Yeah.
We're hearing things like pediatric condition falsification now,
Right.
and of course, factitious disorder by proxy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
So in 1998, there was this task force
Okay.
from the American Professional Society on the Abuse of Children.
Done.
They said we should use a broader term,
Okay.
pediatric condition falsification, or PCF.
PCF.
This term covers situations where a caregiver, makes up or fakes physical or psychological stuff in a kid to make people think the kid's sick or has problems.
Yeah.
This task force,
Okay.
they felt MBP should only be used when the caregiver is intentionally faking the illness to get their own psychological needs met.
I see.
They agreed with Meadow
Yeah.
that not every time a caregiver makes their kid seem sick,
Right.
it's MBP. For instance, a mother who's delusional and truly believes her kid is sick.
Okay.
Or a mom who keeps taking her child to the doctor just to keep them out of school.
Right, for other reasons. Exactly. Maybe she just can't handle them at home.
Yeah.
Might have different reasons.
Yeah.
It's not always about getting attention.
Right, right. Oh.
So the focus shifted
Yeah.
towards really understanding what the caregiver is thinking.
It's more nuanced now.
Exactly.
Got it.
Now, factitious disorder by proxy, as it's in the DSM,
Okay.
the big book for diagnosing mental health stuff.
Right, the DSM.
It also really stresses that the caregiver's main goal is getting their own psychological needs met.
So it's all about the motivation.
Yes.
It's about the emotional needs of the caregiver in FDP.
Exactly.
Not about some other reason to make a child look sick.
Exactly.
So how is that different from, like, faking an illness to get something?
That's malingering.
Malingering, yes.
The DSM, it makes a clear difference between the two.
Okay.
With malingering, the main thing driving the person
Yeah.
is some kind of external reward.
Reward, okay.
Like money, drugs, or even just getting out of doing stuff.
Avoiding responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like Fry and Feldman give this example. If a parent gives their kid laxatives
Okay.
to make them have symptoms, so the kid gets diagnosed with a serious stomach problem,
Wow.
and then they use that diagnosis
Yeah.
to get disability money.
Oh, wow.
That's malingering by proxy.
Okay.
They're doing it for the money,
All right. Right.
not for attention.
So external gain for malingering.
Yes.
Versus internal emotional needs driving FDP.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Good.
And what about cases where a parent might intentionally hurt a child during a custody battle?
Right.
Would that fall under FDP?
That's another important difference.
Okay.
In those really awful situations,
Yeah.
the main reason for hurting the child isn't to get attention
Okay.
or live out some kind of sick role through them.
Right.
It's usually because they want to win custody and keep the other parent away.
Yeah.
While it's definitely child abuse,
Of course.
the psychology behind it
Right.
is different from FDP.
Wow, this is so complex.
Yeah, it is.
It makes you wonder how common FDP actually is,
Yeah.
especially in schools.
Right.
Do we know how often this happens?
That's one of the toughest things about studying this.
Yeah.
Fry and Feldman point out that we just don't know how common it really is.
Really?
Especially in schools, unlike in the hospitals or doctor's offices,
Right.
where there might be some tracking or
Yeah.
reporting of suspected abuse.
Right.
Schools don't have to report FDP to state agencies.
So we don't have good data.
We really don't.
Okay, so we don't have the full picture for schools,
Right.
but there are some numbers from medical settings
Yes.
and even a study that looked at educational issues.
There is.
What do those tell us?
Well, estimates from hospitals and clinics vary.
Okay.
But a study from the UK back in 1996,
Okay.
this researcher, Philip Schreier, he kind of expanded on it. He suggested that in the U.S.,
Yeah.
there might be at least 625 new cases of MBP each year.
Wow.
This number has been used by other researchers, too.
Okay.
Now, for education,
Yeah.
Dr. Alan Ayub, he talked about a study where they found that educational problems were made up in about 11.5% of MBP cases.
Wow, that's pretty high.
It is.
Yeah.
And Dr. Ayub said,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't a huge study,
Right.
it was enough to be worried about how MBP shows up in schools.
Yeah. 11.5% is definitely something to pay attention to.
Definitely.
Now let's talk about what this means for schools practically.
Okay.
What kind of financial costs come with FDP?
Well, it can be a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it hits school districts in many ways. Fry and Feldman really lay it all out.
Fair.
First, you
Yeah.
have parents claiming their kids have serious learning problems.
Okay.
Things like severe learning disabilities,
Right.
autism spectrum disorder,
Right.
big emotional problems,
Yeah.
or even physical stuff
Okay.
like seizures or cerebral palsy, when these claims might not be true or are way overblown.
So they're exaggerating.
Exactly.
Wow.
And for you listening,
Yeah.
think about this. One case
Yeah.
of suspected FDP
Okay.
can cost a school district more than a special ed teacher's salary.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It is.
Yeah.
Shows you how resources can be misused.
Yeah.
Then these parents,
Yeah.
they often demand all sorts of special services.
Like, what kinds of things?
We're talking specialized teaching, one-on-one tutoring,
Yeah.
maybe even a full-time nurse at school just for their kid.
Wow.
Counseling, occupational therapy, physical therapy.
Yeah.
It all adds up fast.
Right. Right.
And then
Yeah.
there's the whole process
Yeah.
required by IDEA.
Idea.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act.
Got it.
This means the school has to do a bunch of evaluations
Yeah.
to see if a child really has a disability.
Okay.
And if they do,
Yeah.
they have to make an IEP, an individualized education program.
Okay.
Now, if parents don't agree with the school's findings, which can totally happen in FDP cases,
Right.
they have rights.
And one of those rights can really cost the school district.
Yes, you're talking about the independent educational evaluation.
The IE.
The IE.
Okay, tell me about that.
IDA says parents can ask for an IEE,
Mm-hmm.
and the school district has to pay for it.
If they disagree with the school's assessment.
Exactly.
Got it.
And these IEEs,
Yeah.
they can be expensive.
Yeah, how much are we talking?
Well, it really depends.
Okay.
Some areas, it might be a few $100.
Right.
Other places, thousands.
Wow. Okay.
It's important to know.
Yeah.
Parents are allowed, one, i.e. paid for by the school,
Okay.
every time the school does an evaluation they disagree with.
I see.
So if the school does a big evaluation
Yeah.
and then, say, a separate psych evaluation,
Right.
the parents could ask for 2 IEs,
Wow.
and the school's got to pay.
Okay, so the costs can really add up. Oh, yeah.
We're talking about outside experts,
Mm.
educational diagnosticians, psychologists, maybe even doctors,
Right.
all doing these assessments.
And the school district's footing the bill.
Wow.
Fry and Feldman.
Yeah.
They give examples.
Mhm.
Anywhere from a few hundred to over $5,000 per evaluation.
Wow.
They even say for one kid,
Yeah.
an independent educational psych and medical evaluation could hit $7,000 to $10,000.
Wow, that's huge.
It is.
And that's not even the worst of it.
No.
If the school district keeps disagreeing with the parents
Mhm.
and won't give them what they want,
Yeah,
things can get really serious.
they can. We're
Yes.
talking due process hearing.
To due process hearings.
Yeah.
Okay, and those are where the costs explode, right?
That's when it gets really expensive.
Okay.
We're talking lawyers for both sides,
Mhm.
experts, court reporters,
Oh.
everyone's time to prep.
Yeah.
Studies from a while back.
They said these hearings cost tens of thousands of dollars on average.
Tens of thousands.
Yep.
Wow.
And people who work in special ed now, they say it could be anywhere from $50,000 to over $200,000.
That is a ton of money
It is.
that could be used for kids who actually need help.
Exactly.
And people talk about mediation as a cheaper way to work things out.
Yeah.
But even that costs money, right?
It does.
Yeah.
Mediation where you have someone neutral
Yeah.
trying to help the parents in the school district talk it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely cheaper than a big hearing,
Okay.
but it still costs
Yeah.
like $8,000 to $12,000 a while back.
Wow.
And that's money that doesn't need to be spent
Right.
if the real problem is FDP.
Right. Because there's no real educational need.
Exactly.
It seems like some schools might feel pressured to just give in and provide whatever the parents want,
I could see it.
even if they think it's FDP,
Mhm.
just to avoid those crazy legal costs.
Yeah, that's a real concern. Fry and Feldman even mentioned that some superintendents might decide to hire more people,
Okay.
like another special ed teacher or a paraprofessional,
Right.
because they're so scared of lawsuits.
They think it's easier to just give in.
Yeah, like it's the lesser of two evils.
Wow.
But
yeah.
even if it seems like a solution,
Yeah.
it's still using resources the wrong way
Right.
if the child doesn't truly need them.
Right. It's not fair to the other students.
Exactly.
And this isn't just about K-12 either, right?
No, not at all.
Because IDA Part B,
Mm-hmm.
that funds early intervention services for kids with disabilities from birth.
Right from birth.
Yeah.
So FDP could be impacting these early childhood programs too.
How so?
Well, Fry and Feldman are worried that fake conditions in really young kids,
Okay.
like saying a baby has cerebral palsy or
Right.
problems with their muscles or hearing,
Yeah.
could lead to them getting early intervention services they don't need.
Right.
If doctors believe these fake conditions, these kids could end up in special programs and getting therapies from a very young age.
That's taking resources away from kids who really need them.
Exactly.
This whole thing is really troubling.
It is.
Not just for the money it wastes, but for the impact on the kids, too.
Absolutely.
So how does FDP actually show up in schools? Fry and Feldman talk about two main categories, right?
Yeah, they do.
What are they?
So the first one
Yeah.
is parents of kids
Mm-hmm.
who either have small medical issues
Yeah.
or completely made up physical disabilities,
Right.
and they ask for help they don't need.
Wow. Okay.
This could be like
Yeah.
demanding a nurse be with their child all the time
Wow.
or asking for counseling or therapy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really needed.
Got it.
The second category
Mhm.
is parents of kids who don't actually have learning problems,
Oh.
but they refer their kids for special ed evaluations and want them to get those services.
So they're pushing for a diagnosis?
Yeah,
Even though the child doesn't need it.
exactly.
Okay, and there are some pretty disturbing examples of this, right?
Yeah.
Like the case Palladino described in 1998,
Oh,
where
yeah.
the mother wanted homebound services for a whole bunch of supposed medical problems.
That one's really something.
Yeah, it is.
So this mom claimed her child was super obese, had asthma, seizures, heart problems,
Wow.
and a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
And she insisted the kid had to be taught at home.
Wow.
But when the school district got their own doctor
Okay.
to check the kid out,
Yeah.
they didn't find any major problems.
Yeah.
Nothing that would keep the child from going to school.
So the mom was lying.
It seems like it.
Wow.
And what's interesting is that the kid actually did really well in school and socially
Yeah.
once they were away from the mom and all that attention.
So they were holding the child back.
Yeah, you could say that.
Wow.
And this mom, she had a history of exaggerating stories
Right.
and calling people liars.
Oh, wow. That's a red flag.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
It does.
Yeah.
And then there's that Parnell case.
Right, in 98.
Where the mother kept saying her son couldn't hear well,
Mm-hmm.
even though the test showed he was fine.
Exactly. Even though there were tons of reports
Wow.
showing no hearing issues,
Yeah.
the mom insisted her son needed hearing aids
Wow.
and all this extra help in school.
And people thought she was giving her other kids too much medicine.
Yeah, there were allegations about that too.
It's scary how these made-up or exaggerated medical conditions can be used to try and get help that's not needed and cost the school a lot of money.
Definitely.
Then there are cases where the focus is on getting unnecessary educational evaluations.
Right?
Like that Cordon Fournier case from 2000 with the wheelchair.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
So a mother brought a wheelchair to school
Okay.
for her kid who was in junior high. The kid had a tiny bit of weakness.
Right.
But it didn't stop them from doing anything at school.
Okay.
The mom said the kid was falling down
Mm.
and that they'd seen 2 neurologists.
Ah.
But she wouldn't show the school any medical reports.
That's suspicious.
It is.
Yeah.
So the school's own therapists,
Okay.
they checked the kid out
Yeah.
and found no reason for a wheelchair.
Wow.
Then it turns out
Yeah.
one of the neurologists
Mm.
had actually referred the kid to a psychiatrist.
Wow. Okay.
So instead of fighting with the mom,
Right.
the school decided to focus on the kid's real needs.
Mm-hmm.
They gave the kid social skills training.
Okay, so they worked around the parents' behavior.
Yeah, you could say that.
And then there are those 2 cases from Iob and her team
Yeah, from 2002.
where the mothers wanted special ed for their daughters after their son had already been placed.
Mhm.
And the other one where a mother insisted her first grader had ADHD.
Based on her own experience.
Yeah, it was her own history that made her think that.
Right.
Wow.
These cases really show how far parents will go
Yeah.
to make it seem like their kid has problems.
Right.
In that first case,
Mm-hmm.
even though the evaluation showed nothing wrong,
Yeah.
one daughter ended up on Ritalin
Wow.
and the other was put in special ed.
Just like her brother.
Yeah, mirroring him.
Wow.
Then in that second case,
Yeah.
the mom was all over the school.
What do you mean?
She was going to all these support groups,
Okay.
always asking for more tests,
Mhm.
even sitting in her son's class and disrupting it.
Wow.
And the crazy thing is,
Yeah.
once the kid was taken away from the mom
Okay.
and they stopped giving them the meds she insisted on,
Yeah.
he got so much better.
So it was the mom causing the problem.
It really seems like it.
And Ayub's research found this pattern. They called it educational condition falsification,
ECF.
ECF, right?
Yeah.
And they said ADHD is a common one.
Yeah. They said
Huh.
ADHD, learning disabilities, and
Mhm.
other mental or behavioral problems
Yeah.
were often falsely claimed.
And in a lot of these cases,
Mm.
the moms were described as really demanding and argumentative,
Yeah, and they didn't trust the school's opinion.
right?
That's a big part of this.
All right.
Iob and her team.
Yeah,
They also talked about how hard this is on school staff.
I bet.
It's emotionally draining,
Yeah.
and it uses up so many resources.
Gotta be frustrating.
It is.
Yeah.
All the time spent evaluating kids,
Mm-hmm.
meeting with parents,
Yeah,
explaining why certain services aren't needed.
right.
It really adds up
Yeah,
and can lead to burnout.
man. So it's hard on everyone involved.
Definitely.
It must be a constant struggle for educators
It is.
to do what's best for all their students
Right.
while dealing with these tricky situations.
It's a tough balance.
So why do Fry and Feldman think this happens in schools?
Mm.
Why would a caregiver shift their focus from hospitals to education?
They think caregivers might be looking for the same kind of attention in schools
Okay.
that they used to get, or maybe still get, from doctors.
I see.
Even if there's no intense medical stuff happening at school,
Yeah.
they can still get noticed by
Oh,
fooling school staff
right.
or acting like they're super dedicated parents of
Yeah.
a kid with a disability.
Right.
Like going to tons of support groups, being really involved in IEP meetings,
Yeah.
or even talking at public events about their child's made-up problems.
It's all about that need for attention.
It is.
Yeah.
That need to play the sick role through their kid.
Like that example of the mom saying her kid had autism at a public meeting.
Yeah, that's a good illustration.
And then that other case where the parent wanted college tuition
Right.
because they said the school missed their kid's autism diagnosis.
Mhm.
They refused the school's evaluations, but then they showed all the classic autism symptoms to a private shrink.
Wow. And they were sending tons of faxes, too.
That's crazy.
It is.
It's like they're addicted to this drama.
Yeah, you could say that.
And Fry and Feldman also worry about bigger problems for the education system.
Yeah, they point out some big concerns.
What kind of things?
Well, like the impact on inclusion.
Right, inclusion.
Yeah, if kids who don't really have disabilities
Mm-hmm.
are put in separate special ed classes
Yeah.
because of these fake conditions,
Right.
it really goes against the whole idea of inclusive education.
It defeats the purpose.
Exactly.
And it could lead to teachers thinking kids with disabilities can't learn as much.
Yeah, they might lower their expectations.
Right.
Even for kids who are just suspected of having problems.
That's not fair to any of the students.
No, it hurts everyone.
And what about the kids themselves?
Yeah, they can.
Even if they're not being physically hurt, could this still have a negative impact?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Expert.